What if I told you that the garage door sitting on your house right now was probably picked based on a price tag and a glossy brochure, and that the installers and techs who fix these things 6 days a week have a completely different list of doors they'd actually put on their own homes? Manufacturers want you comparing colors and window styles, not steel gauge, spring cycle ratings, and insulation cores. The stuff that actually determines whether your door lasts 5 years or 25. Here's why this matters. That garage door is the single largest moving object in your home. It weighs around 150 pounds and opens and closes roughly 1,500 times every year. Get it wrong and you're looking at sagging panels, busted springs, sky-high energy bills, and a door that sounds like a freight train every morning at 6 a.m. Get it right and you've got a door that runs quiet, seals tight, and gives you 20 to 30 years of service without drama. The people who actually know, techs who've pulled apart thousands of these doors, will tell you flat out which brands belong in your garage and which ones belong in a landfill. So let's get into it. Here are 5 garage doors you should never buy, and 5 you should, ranked from costly mistake to essential upgrade. Starting with 5 garage doors you should never buy. Number 5, ultra cheap, non-insulated steel doors. You'll see these at every big box store. $300 to $500 for a single car door, 27 to 28 gauge steel, zero insulation, the absolute bare minimum a manufacturer can ship and still call it a garage door. Chris Henningsen, who owns Gator Garage Door Repair, puts it plainly: when homeowners cut costs with thinner, non-insulated doors or lower cycle springs, it saves money up front but results in louder operation, reduced durability, and more frequent repairs. Installers see these doors come back for service within 2 to 3 years, and the repair bill often exceeds what you save by going cheap in the first place. A dented thin panel doesn't just look bad, it forces springs, the opener motor, and the track alignment to work harder. And with no insulation, your garage turns into an oven in July and a freezer in January. How to use this? Flip the spec sheet and check the gauge. You want 25 or better. If insulation or R value isn't mentioned at all, walk away. The reason these doors keep selling is simple. Manufacturers know most buyers shop on price alone and never look at the spec that actually matters. Number 4, Wayne Dalton's budget line. Wayne Dalton's premium models have earned real loyalty, but their budget line is a completely different story. Customer complaints paint a consistent picture: doors that operate fine at first but sag badly when open, with middle sections bowing inward when closed, plus cold air and snow blowing past worn weather strips because the panels won't hold their shape. Customers who reach out for warranty support report getting the runaround with no resolution. Here's the twist: Wayne Dalton's TorqueMaster spring system is actually excellent, lasting nearly 15 years with daily use and running noticeably quieter than standard extension springs. But a great spring system can't save a door that won't hold its shape. And since Wayne Dalton no longer makes its own openers after being sold to Overhead Door, parts availability has gotten more complicated too. How to use this? If someone recommends Wayne Dalton, ask specifically which model line they mean. The premium tier is a different animal from the budget offerings that generate most of the complaints. The Wayne Dalton name carries weight from the better products, and buyers naturally assume that reputation applies across the whole lineup, which is exactly how the budget models keep moving. Number 3, ideal garage doors. Here's what nobody tells you. When industry experts compile lists of brands to avoid on reliability grounds, Ideal consistently shows up alongside the cheap names above. Ideal doesn't have the market presence of a Clopay or a Mar, so fewer people are talking about it, which means fewer people are warning you. But the installers who get called out to fix every brand know which ones fail early and which ones have parts that are hard to source. In an industry where a door should give you 20 to 30 years, a brand with known reliability issues can mean replacing it in half that time. That's not a savings. That's paying for the same door twice. Limited dealer networks also shrink your repair options. A spring swap that takes a Clopay or a Mar dealer 2 hours can turn into a week-long wait for special order hardware on an Ideal door. How to use this? Before committing to any brand, call 2 or 3 independent repair techs, not the dealer selling you the door, and ask which brands they see failing most and which they'd put on their own garage. If Ideal is what's being quoted for your project right now, treat that as your signal to get a second quote. If we just saved you from making a costly mistake on your garage door, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future life hack tips. Number 2, single-layer steel doors with no insulation. This overlaps with the cheap doors above, but it deserves its own spot because even mid-priced doors, $800, $1,000, can still be single-layer with zero insulation. Steel alone is a terrible insulator. It conducts heat and cold straight through, so an attached garage bleeds outdoor temperature right into your living space, working your HVAC harder and driving up bills. Anything stored in the garage, paint, tools, chemicals, seasonal gear, sits through temperature extremes it was never meant to endure. Top manufacturers now offer R values from 6 all the way up to 20 plus, with Clopay's IntelliCore polyurethane foam hitting R values up to 20.2, among the highest in the industry. Beyond energy performance, insulated doors are structurally stronger too. The foam core bonds to the steel and creates rigidity that resists dents and holds its shape over decades of cycling. How to use this? Look for the R value on any quote. Aim for R12 or higher on an attached garage, R6 or better on a detached one. If the R value isn't listed, the door probably doesn't have one worth mentioning. Number 1, any door with low cycle springs. This is the one that burns homeowners more than anything else, and almost nobody checks it before buying. Every spring has a cycle rating. One cycle is one full open and close. The cheapest doors ship with 10,000 cycle springs, which sounds like plenty until you do the math. Twice a day use gets you roughly 14 years, but 4 times a day, common for a family with 2 cars and kids coming and going, cuts that down to about 7 years before the spring snaps. And when a spring fails, a 150-pound door doesn't just stop working, it becomes a real safety hazard that can slam down unexpectedly, and the emergency service call costs several $100s on top of the spring itself. Low-cycle springs are the #1 cause of premature service calls, and it's also the easiest spec for manufacturers to quietly downgrade to hit a lower price. You won't find the cycle rating on the sales tag, you have to ask, and most salespeople won't volunteer it. How to use this? Ask specifically for the spring cycle rating on any quote. 20,000 cycles should be your floor. 30,000 or higher is what pros run at home. The price difference is often under $100, but it can double the working life of your door's most critical mechanical part. Moving on to doors you should buy. Number 5, CHI overhead doors. CHI, Coach House Incorporated, has built a strong reputation that flies under most homeowners' radar, and that's exactly how the bigger, flashier brands prefer it. While Clopay and Amar dominate advertising, CHI has quietly earned loyalty from dealers who care about build quality and design flexibility, with excellent thermal efficiency that competes with pricier competitors. Where CHI really separates itself is customization, non-standard sizes, specific window configurations, or panel styles that most manufacturers either upcharge heavily for or simply refuse. Dealer feedback consistently notes tight manufacturing tolerances and hardware that hangs true without the shimming and adjusting cheaper brands need during install, which means less stress on springs, tracks, and openers over the door's whole lifespan. How to use this? Ask your local installer if they carry or can order CHI and request a side-by-side quote against whatever else they're proposing. Number 4, Rainer. Rainer Manufacturing was born in a small factory in Quincy, Illinois in 1944. Over 80 years of building doors in America, with a craftsmanship focus most modern manufacturers abandoned decades ago. Their 3-layer construction with an insulative core makes them a standout for colder climates, and because Rainer doors tend to run lighter than comparable models, you have more opener options without needing an expensive high-torque motor. Rainer doors are tested and approved by the Florida Building Code, the Miami-Dade Code, and the Texas Department of Insurance, 3 of the most demanding wind and impact certifications in the country, meaning a door proven against the kind of storms that flatten lesser products. One caveat, Rainer's warranty program has drawn some criticism, with reports of difficulty filing claims and occasional finish issues on certain panel lines, so get warranty terms in writing before installation. How to use this? If you live in a coastal area, wind corridor, or anywhere that sees severe weather, put Rainer on your short list. Their hurricane-rated options are part of the core lineup, not a premium add-on. Number 3, Overhead Door Premium Steel. Overhead Door Corporation is one of the oldest names in the industry, and their premium 24 to 25 gauge steel lineup delivers straightforward durability that served homeowners for generations. Steel dominates this market for good reason. It's strong, low maintenance, and resists moisture, rot, and warping. Overhead Doors premium models use hardware built to last, with track systems and roller assemblies that don't need constant adjustment. And because the brand has been around so long, replacement parts stay easy to find through a wide dealer network, keeping repair costs and wait times down. How to use this? When comparing steel doors, don't just look at the panel, ask about the gauge, the insulation layer, and the hardware package, and get the premium tier and steel gauge confirmed in writing, since even Overhead Doors base models cut corners to hit a price point. If this recommendation just saved you a bad purchase, drop a comment and hit the like button. Number 2, Amar. Amar has been building garage doors since 1951 and has carved out a reputation as the brand that delivers reliability without the premium markup. The door experience dealers actually recommend when homeowners want quality without a second mortgage. 2 proprietary features set it apart: quiet door technology, which reduces noise during operation, huge if your garage sits near a bedroom and you're cycling the door at 6 a.m., and safeguard pinch protection, which reduces the chance of fingers getting caught between panels, a real relief if you have kids. Dealers who sell both often cite Amar as the better value in head-to-head comparisons with Clopay, with strong insulation options and one of the best warranty programs in the industry. How to use this? Whenever you get a Clopay quote, get an Amar quote alongside it and compare insulation R values, warranty terms, and total installed price. In many markets, Amar delivers close to the same performance for noticeably less. Number 1. Clopay. Clopay is the largest garage door manufacturer in North America, founded in 1964 in Ohio, and their lineup runs from classic raised panel designs to modern flush styles, including a signature series with gallery-quality wood overlays on steel bases. But the real reason Clopay tops this list is IntelliCore, their proprietary polyurethane foam insulation technology, achieving R values up to 20.2, among the highest of any insulated steel door on the market. That foam bonds to the steel panel, creating a rigid, unified structure that resists dents, dampens noise, and holds its shape across decades of daily cycling, which for attached garages in extreme climates means lower energy bills every month for the life of the door. Their wind-rated options are also certified for up to 140 miles per hour, so coastal and storm-prone homeowners can install with confidence. How to use this? When you request a Clopay quote, ask specifically about the IntelliCore option and confirm the R value for the exact model being quoted. Not every Clopay door ships with their best insulation, and verify your installer is an authorized Clopay dealer for proper warranty coverage. Clopay isn't the cheapest option, and it never will be, but a door that lasts 25 to 30 years, insulates like nothing else on the market, and withstands hurricane-force winds isn't an expense. It's the last garage door you'll ever buy. If you made it this far, you've learned something most homeowners never will. The garage door industry has been letting you shop blind, hiding the specs that matter behind price tags and pretty colors, while the people who install and repair these doors every day have known the truth all along. Sometimes the best garage door isn't the one with the flashiest ad or the lowest price tag. Sometimes it's the one the installer puts on his own home, waiting for you to ask the right questions. Let us know your experiences with garage doors in the comments below. And if this helped you in any way, be sure to like the video and subscribe. We cover a lot more brands to avoid on this channel.